Okay, good morning, everyone. Today is the 21st of Tammuz. Steve, you with us, Steve? 21st of Tammuz. And in today's lesson, we are continuing in chapter 7 in Igeres Hatshuva, achieving a broken heart and a humble spirit. We're trying to get rid of the ego, the arrogance. And how do we do that? Through a deep daily reflection on the degradation of the divine soul caused by one's sins. You have Rachmanus on Hashem, you're dragging him along with you. That neshama is getting all tarnished, and you have some Rachmanus. How is the heart to be broken and humble? Only on a very minor part of this, on a low level, a person can accomplish this through fasting and through having tremendous regret. In these generations, we don't have the strength to fast. Even a regular fast, everyone's like, I can't fast anymore. Headaches, feel weak. The time of David HaMelech, people used to fast for many, many, many days. Our sages comment on the pasuk that David HaMelech says, my heart is slain within me. He had destroyed his evil inclination through fasting. Please be careful on the table. And the true humbling of the heart, so that it can be broken and crushed. So the spirit of impurity and sitra achra will be removed. Is achieved through being a master of accounting. When you think about it with deep concentration, deep meditation, we take personal stock taking, and we think about everything that we did and we thought and everything that we said, and we try to hold ourselves accountable. Every night before midnight, we get up and we think about all the things that we did throughout the day, throughout the week, every moment, through our thought, speech, and action, and to contemplate how through these averos that we did, we brought about the golus of the divine presence, as noted above, that we're schlepping God along with us into these dark places. And we cause the spirit of Hashem, which is our divine soul, to be uprooted from its divine source, which is all of life. And we bring it to a low place, a place of defilement and death, in the chambers of Sitra Achra, and the soul becomes a vehicle for this Sitra Achra and Klippa. So just as a vehicle, good morning, Moshe Shlomo, just as a vehicle has no will of its own and is completely subservient to the desires of its driver, so too the soul has no so to the soul is subservient to the inner chambers of the Sitra Achra. By the way, it could be for the good and it could be for the opposite of good. Our forefathers were Merkavos, they were like chariots, whatever Hashem said they did. You know that famous story, the Russian guard is a joke about like a Russian, a Polish, a Ukrainian. So the Ukrainian, the general said, jump out the window. It's like 10 stories high. Jump out the window. He says, I'm happy to jump out, but I think my services would be much more useful if I don't jump out, because I can, if I jump out, I'm going to die. Okay, you don't have to jump out. Polish guy, jump out the window. He goes, I'll jump out, but just tell me why, and I'll fulfill the mission. Just tell me why, what purpose is going to serve. No, it's okay. You don't have to jump out. The Russian, the general says, jump out the window. He says, which window? This is ready to do whatever, So the point is like this, that whatever Hashem says, that's what they always did, no matter what. They had no will or desire on their own. So the flip side is that when we drag our neshama down into the darkness, it has no ability to navigate on its own. It's unfortunately giving vitality and energy to the Klippa and Sitra Achra. So we do is we think about these things at the end of the day and we say, wow, because I did that Veira, I gave energy to the Klippa and Sitra Achra, to the other side. That's terrible. And you feel bad and you try to break your arrogance. You know what? I didn't need to eat that. I didn't need to think that. I didn't need to say that. I didn't need to do that. Our sages declare that the wicked, while they're alive, meaning during their lifetime, are called mesim, dead. This means to say that their life is derived from the state of death and impurity, from the chambers of Klippa and Sitra Achra, as opposed to holiness and spirituality, goodness, which is true life. According to the pasuk says that the dead will not praise, is no mockery of the impoverished, God forbid, for it does not refer to those who are physically dead. Rather, it's talking about we're talking about those that during their lifetime are spiritually dead. So they're confused with all these disturbing and alien thoughts, while yet in their wickedness, and they do not desire tshuva, as is known. We're talking about a person at the end of the day. Listen, if we're being honest with ourselves, we know which we did, that which we did right, that which we didn't do right, and we have to make a serious cheshbon and nefesh and try to resolve to do good, try to bring that hate back to its rightful place, versus continue to go down this evil path, giving energy and vitality to the Sitra Achra and Klippa, which is no good. So while in such a state, the evil person is going to find it impossible to praise Hashem because of the confusing thoughts that are in his head. But an individual who is honest and sincere and wants to turn things around, and he has feelings in his heart, he thinks that his neshama is uprooted from its place, he knows he deserves punishment, and he thinks deeply and he says, you know what, I regret what I did. Hashem, please accept me back. I want to bring that hey back to its rightful place in the Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. That's the way a person puts his arrogance in check, removes the ego, and lives a life. Because if he doesn't, then he's living a falschkeit. He's living he's living a life that's considered, according to the Tanya, based on some sukkim, that he's alive, but he's dead. So the takeaway, because he's deriving everything from the opposite of what Hashem wants and the opposite of goodness and spirituality, rather, Klippa and Sitra Achra. So the takeaway for today is a tshuva reflection. How do we break our animalistic tendencies, our gaiva, our arrogance, our temper, our ego, our jealousy? We think, how pitiful is it for my divine soul every time I fall into a temptation? We know, listen, sometimes we use words we shouldn't use. If somebody else hears you, he may call you out, or you might be a little embarrassed about it. Or if you do something that's out of line, but whatever goes on in your head, that's between you and Hashem. And you know what goes on in your head. It's not good. It's not good. We schlepp the Yitzhahara down. We schlepp the neshama down into a very dark and disgusting place. So how pitiful is it every time I allow my neshama to be dragged down through the temptations that go on within me. So my sins are disturbing my inner peace and my connection to Hashem. So what we do is we try to resolve, and we go on a run. Oh, we had one good day, another good day, another good day. We do the best we can. If we have a weak moment, so at the end of the day, for Chatzos Halayla, we have a deep contemplation, meditation, conversation with ourselves, and we say, this is not good. It's not good for me. It's not good for my neshama, and it's not good for the Eibishter, which is inside of me, which I'm taking along on this dark journey together with me. So hopefully, as we continue through the Tanya and our journey of the 3 weeks, the 9 days, heading towards the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdash, we'll all do collective tshuva, and we'll bring the hay back to where it rightfully belongs, and will bring about the coming of Mashiach with Hira B'Yameinu. Amen.